What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Mike Perry has gone off on Tom Aspinall, delivering one of his most intense rants yet. Earlier today, after Tom posted an update video about his eye issues, Perry didn't hold back. He told Tom to be a man and stop crying, saying the heavyweight needs to toughen up instead of talking about injuries. Perry went on to reference the recent comments surrounding Tom, including John Jones calling him a quitter. He said Tom blew up fast, became the next big thing, and was treated like the future of the division. Everyone was calling him the guy, the one who would take over, and fans kept insisting he wasn't ducking anyone. But Perry questioned where all that hype and confidence is now. He continued by saying people always have something to say when a fighter is on top, but things change quickly once setbacks hit. Perry even joked about what David Goggins would say, using that tough love mindset to hammer his point home. Life is hard, Perry said, echoing the motivational coach's attitude. He told Tom to stop whining, calling the whole situation the crying about it, and urged him to push through the adversity like a real fighter. Perry didn't slow down there. He suggested that instead of posting emotional updates, Tom should get back to work, do some push-ups, get some training in, or even run miles with a broken leg if he has to. The message was clear. Champions don't complain. They grind through the pain. His rant quickly spread online, adding even more tension to a storyline that already had fans fired up across the MMA world. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Leon Edwards has finally broken his silence after a tough stretch in the octagon. Since his knockout loss to Carlos Prates, Leon had stayed completely quiet. He hadn't done any interviews and hadn't posted a single thing on social media until today. Leon shared a photo on X and wrote, "Yesterday's the past, tomorrow's the future, but today is a gift." Fans have been eagerly waiting for his response, as Leon is now on a 3-fight losing streak following the knockout against Prates. This streak started when Leon lost the welterweight title to Bila Muhammad at UFC 304, a fight that shocked many fans. He then suffered a submission loss to Sean Brady, adding another setback to his record. The knockout against Prates marks a particularly difficult moment in his career, but his recent post suggests he's ready to focus on the present and start rebuilding. Leon's message resonates as a reminder that even in tough times, there's an opportunity to reset and refocus. Despite the setbacks, Leon remains one of the top welterweights in the sport, and fans are curious to see how he'll respond in his next fight. With the welterweight division stacked with talent, Leon's journey back to contention will be closely watched. His post shows a mindset shift, and it seems Leon is determined to move forward, learn from these losses, and aim for a stronger return in the octagon. The fighter community is ready for his comeback, and the upcoming months could define the next chapter of Leon Edwards' career. Moving on to another news. Merab is gearing up for one of the biggest moments of his career as he prepares to face Petr Yan once again this weekend. If he wins, this will mark his 4th title defense of the year, an achievement that highlights just how active and relentless he has been throughout the season. Merab says he has no plans to slow down, and he intends to stay just as active in 2026. For him, fighting often isn't a burden. It's something he genuinely loves. He explained that outside of the weight cuts, everything about staying busy, competing often, and putting on performances feels beautiful to him. He thanked the UFC for giving him the opportunity to fight 4 times this year and said the goal is simple: make weight, win the fight, and do the same thing again next year. When discussing Petr Yan, Merab made it clear that he respects the challenge in front of him. He believes Yan is the most deserving challenger right now, pointing to Yan's 3-fight win streak over top contenders like Figueiredo, Song Yadong, and Marcus McGee. Those wins, according to Merab, earned Yan his shot at the belt, and he knows exactly how dangerous Yan can be. He said he's sure Yan will be hungry to avenge the previous loss and will absolutely be looking to finish him this time around. Because of that, Merab emphasized that he cannot go into this fight relaxed. He can't afford to slip, can't coast, and can't assume that the first fight predicts how this one will go. Merab admitted that beating Yan once doesn't mean anything now. This is a new fight with higher stakes and a more dangerous opponent who wants revenge. To win again, he says he has to match the same energy, the same intensity, and the same focus he brought the first time. Otherwise, Yan has the skill to make him pay. Still, Merab is confident that they will deliver a fantastic fight for the fans. He believes this rematch won't be one-sided like before, and both men will bring a level of competitiveness that makes this matchup special. Moving on to another news, Eddie Alvarez has shared his honest take on why the UFC chose to book Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title instead of giving that opportunity to Arman. According to Eddie, the decision wasn't personal, political, or about rankings. In his view, it came down to one simple thing: Arman's resume and the way the UFC perceives his excitement level compared to other top lightweights. Eddie said he believes the UFC keeps using Arman to fill cards, but that ultimately becomes the fighter's responsibility. If a fighter wants marquee fights, wants to headline, and wants title opportunities, they must deliver performances that fans latch onto, moments that create buzz and energy. Eddie explained this by sharing a story from his own career. After beating Anthony Pettis, he went backstage and immediately asked Joe Silva for a title shot. He remembered being furious because Joe Silva embarrassed him in front of everyone. Joe told him straight up, "You fight like that, you're never going to get a title fight." At the time, Eddie was angry, but looking back, he admitted that Joe was right. He won the fight, but the win itself wasn't enough to excite people. He realized the hard truth: winning isn't always what gets fans talking. Your family might care about a win, but the broader MMA audience wants something special, something memorable. Eddie said, fans want excitement, blood, guts, and those wow moments that make the sport what it is. Fighters have to give the consumer what they want. So if someone isn't getting the fights they want, or isn't being moved up the division the way they expect, it might be time to adjust their style. He pointed out that you can be a ground-heavy fighter and still be exciting. He brought up Khabib as the perfect example. When Khabib took people down, he wasn't just holding them. He was smashing, constantly working toward a finish, constantly creating danger. That's what made him electrifying. Eddie then broke down Arman's resume, noting that while he has solid wins over fighters like Beneil Dariush, Charles Oliveira, Dan Hooker, and Joel Alvarez, these wins haven't come with the same impact or fan reaction as the big, violent finishes delivered by fighters like Gaethje or Oliveira. He said that those names aren't on Arman's resume in the same way they were on others, and that matters when the UFC is choosing a headliner for an interim title fight. The big question Eddie posed was simple: if you're just winning and others are finishing in spectacular fashion, who exactly are you arguing with when you feel snubbed? Moving on to another news, Joe Rogan has once again lit up the MMA world with a story that perfectly captures just how blown away he was by Gable Stevenson's latest performance. After watching Stevenson score a ridiculous 30-second knockout in Anthony Pettis' MMA promotion, Rogan said he couldn't even wait a minute before reaching for his phone and texting Dana White directly. He explained that the heavyweight division right now is so thin, so lacking in fresh elite talent, that someone like Stevenson immediately stands out as a massive prospect. According to Rogan, Gable isn't just promising, he is the guy. He emphasized that over and over, saying it's wild that this monster of an athlete isn't even in the UFC yet. Rogan described him as an Olympic gold medalist, freak athlete, around 250 pounds, moving with the speed and lightness of a cat, and possessing the kind of explosiveness you simply don't see at heavyweight. Rogan said as soon as he watched the clip, he fired it off to Dana, telling him everyone is sleeping on Stevenson and that this is the guy the division needs. He replayed the knockout on his podcast, highlighting just how insane the sequence was. In the clip, Stevenson cracks his opponent with a clean left hand, instantly shutting the lights off, and then, in the same fluid motion, takes him down as he's already unconscious. Rogan kept repeating how crazy that speed is, especially at heavyweight, where most fighters don't move like that, and certainly don't blend striking and wrestling in one seamless burst of violence. He pointed out the left hook again, the one that lands with a boom, followed by Stevenson scooping the guy up and smashing him to the canvas as if it were nothing. Rogan also mentioned how absurdly athletic Stevenson is outside of the knockout itself. He talked about how Gable can do backflips with ease despite being 250 pounds, and how in a previous fight he ended up knocking a guy out in dirty boxing, then casually leaping over the top rope and landing on the apron as if gravity doesn't apply to him. According to Rogan, that kind of effortless physicality is almost unheard of in the heavyweight division. The way he moves, the way he explodes, the way he handles himself inside a ring or cage, it all screams generational talent. And that's exactly why Rogan felt compelled to text Dana immediately, telling him that if the UFC wants a future superstar at heavyweight, this is the guy they should be looking at right now. Moving on to another news. Dana White and Nina Drama have found themselves at the center of a pretty intense wave of backlash after a promotional video they posted for UFC 323 sparked a lot of negative reactions online. Nina shared the clip on her Instagram, and the whole thing was meant to be a playful push to get fans to buy tickets, but it clearly didn't land the way they expected. In the video, Nina asks Dana whether he was waiting for that box to hit her, and Dana fires back, saying he's waiting for her to get on Axis.com to buy tickets for UFC 323. She repeats the line, asking if he's still waiting for the box to hit her, and jokingly asks whether he hates her. Then the box actually swings and hits Dana on the edge, and Nina reacts in shock, saying she didn't mean to hit him like that, while Dana grabs his head and laughs it off. But the reaction online wasn't nearly as lighthearted. Fans flooded the comments with criticism, calling the promo corny, awkward, and embarrassing for the UFC. Some people asked whether ticket sales were doing that poorly, wondering why a pay-per-view just a week away still had seats available. Others outright said the promo was terrible and asked what was happening to the UFC's marketing. Then, of course, there were some harsher comments, bringing up past controversies and taking shots at Dana personally. One of the top comments, which had nearly 10,000 likes, said, "Get her out of the sport, Dana, please." Instead of ignoring it, Dana actually responded directly, writing, "She's not going anywhere." That reply only added more fuel to the discussion, with some fans doubling down and others defending Nina. It's clear that whatever the intent behind the promo was, it didn't resonate with the audience the way they hoped. Instead of generating hype for UFC 323, it ended up sparking a whole separate conversation about marketing, ticket sales, and the UFC's promotional direction. The backlash shows how quickly fan sentiment can shift, especially when a video feels forced or out of touch with what people expect from the UFC brand. Still, Dana stepping in to defend Nina shows he isn't backing down from the criticism, even when the reaction online is overwhelmingly negative. Moving on to another news, Ali Abdelaziz has made a surprising claim about Islam Makhachev and why he won't be defending his title in January. According to Ali, the UFC reached out with a main event offer for Islam to headline early in the year, and the promotion even put together potential matchups. Kamar Usman and Ian Garry were both being seriously considered as possible opponents, and the UFC wanted to move quickly to lock the fight in. Ali explained that Islam didn't immediately reject the idea. He actually took some time to think about it, weighing the timing, the preparation, and what a January title defense would mean for his schedule. But before anything could move forward, Khabib stepped in and shut the whole thing down. In an interview with MMA Junkie, Ali said that Khabib simply told Islam, "Hey, shut up," signaling that the timing wasn't right and that Islam didn't need to rush back into another camp so soon. Ali emphasized that the UFC was eager to book the fight, pushing for Islam to headline and keep the division moving. Kamar's name was floated first, given his history and star power. But Ian Garry was also being brought up as a rising contender who could slide into the spot if the deal made sense. Both options were on the table, and the promotion was ready to move forward with either matchup. In the end, though, Khabib's decision carried the most weight. He wanted Islam to stay patient, recover properly, and avoid taking a fight on a timeline that didn't benefit him. According to Ali, that single call from Khabib was enough to put the January plans to rest and shift the conversation to later dates for Islam's next title defense. Moving on to another news, Ariel Helwani has fired back at Ali Abdelaziz after Ali's recent comments about Kamar Usman and his claim that Usman absolutely deserves the next welterweight title shot against Islam Makhachev. Ali went as far as dismissing the idea of Ian Garry being anywhere near that position, but Ariel strongly disagrees. According to Ariel, Ian Garry has done far more in the division recently and is, without question, more deserving of the next title opportunity than Usman. Ariel highlighted that Ali's argument paints a very selective picture. He quoted Ali directly and called the claim outrageous, saying, "What the F has Ian Garry done the last couple years?" Ariel responded by pointing out that Kamar Usman is indeed a legend, but that doesn't change the reality of his recent career. Ariel reminded viewers that Usman was offered Shavkat last November, but things didn't play out as expected. He asked, who ended up fighting Shavkat last December, emphasizing that the opportunity was there, but circumstances shifted. He clarified that, according to Ali, Kamar accepted the fight, and Ariel didn't dispute that. However, he stressed that being one of the biggest names in the division doesn't automatically place someone ahead of an active winning contender. Ali argued that Islam wants legacy, and facing a big name like Usman would help cement that. Ariel pushed back, saying that Ali is spinning the narrative to make it seem like Usman is the obvious choice. Then, Ariel laid out the numbers. Kamaru Usman has one win in the last 4 years. Before his most recent fight, he hadn't won since 2021. He was also coming off a 3-fight losing streak. In contrast, Ian Garry has fought 3 times in the last year alone. He stepped in on short notice for a main event against Carlos Praz, beat him, and then defeated the former champion Belal Muhammad. Ariel stressed that Ian has done more in 12 months than Usman has done in nearly half a decade. He said the idea that Ian hasn't accomplished anything is not just wrong, but a crazy comment. Ariel made it clear he has no issue with Ali campaigning for his fighter, but insisted that the argument still needs to be grounded in honesty and logic. In Ariel's view, dismissing Ian Garry's achievements while elevating Usman's recent record is simply nonsense.